This is William Richardson, the original money doctor, the voice of reason, with your financial checkup and question of the day. I'm here with my daughter, Esther. Esther, how you doing today?
Hi, Dad. It's great to be with you.
Awesome. It's great to have you here too. And you have a question for us today, the question of the day. What is that?
Why do you not like 401ks?
Why do I not like 401ks? That's a very interesting question. I do like them, and I'll answer that just in a second here. Have you heard of that number before? 401k, does that mean anything to you?
No.
Probably doesn't, right? It's a number in the IRS code, and we'll talk about that, and that's a really great question, so we'll get into that.
Okay, Dad.
Okay, thank you, Esther, for that question. Now, the question was, why do you not like IRAs? It's not that I do not like IRAs. For many people, I think there's a better option for them to use that money that they're putting into them, besides the free match, which we'll talk about the free match in just a moment here. And let's go through the penny story again. Take a penny and let that penny double every day for 30 days. It actually will grow to $5.3 million. And how does it do that? By the power of compounding interest. The magical thing that if you let something grow and you don't touch it, you don't disturb the growth process that we talk about, interrupting that with taxes or interrupting that with taking the money out and letting it continue to grow, we end up with that penny growing to doubling every day for 30 days to $5.3 million. Now, what do you think happens if we tax that? If we simply tax it at a 25% tax rate, we end up with $1,278. And how do we go from $5.3 million to $1,200? Because every time that it's doubling, it's being taxed. Now, what do you think happens if we take that same situation and every time it's doubling, we tax it by 35%? Is it reasonable for most of you listening to be in a 35% tax bracket with your federal and state taxes? Absolutely. That happens at $20. So we go from $5.3 to $20. So it really gives us a big picture of what taxes do, because everyone is always focusing on what? Rate, opportunity, got to get the best rate. And they forget about what happens in taxes as they pull their money out in distributions. That's why we're calling it a tax time bomb. Now, just for fun, let's do the same thing on a dollar doubling for 20 periods, tax-free. So that'll end up giving us $1,048,000. If we take that and we go ahead and take that, and every period we allow that to be taxed on each period at 27%, what do you think we end up with? We lose $1 million. We end up with $57,000. Huge difference in opportunity. So we give up a lot of opportunity, future cost, by taking the easy way out today and on our tax return getting a deduction because it sounds good, because everyone is doing it. So what happens when most people are doing something? It's probably not the best thing for us to do. And why is that a particular tax time bomb? Well, let's look at our farmer story that I always like to share with everyone. So you have an opportunity as a farmer to pay your tax today on the seed before you go out and harvest. And why would you do that? Well, let's think about what happens. So we're going to go ahead and plant the seed, take care of that, grow it, and now we have a bigger harvest. So if you start off with your dollar a day and that grows to 100,000, then it ends up growing to $1 million in retirement, and you're pulling off of that, what happens? Where are taxes going to be in the future? Do you know exactly? Nobody knows exactly what they're going to be, but historically we look back and we see that we're going to be in a higher tax bracket. So if today I know paying the tax on the seed, I have an opportunity to lock in my taxes because I know I'm paying whatever percentage that happens to be for me. Or let's just say, for example, 33%. I know that's what I'm paying today. And so I can take that money and then I can allow it to grow tax-free for the future, able to access that money, able to collateralize that money, use that for my investments, use that for purchasing my property, for paying college funding and all the benefits that go behind that, purchasing a car, any other thing that I need to do, and become our own banker and actually pay myself back plus interest. Or I can take the money and put my money into my 401k and allow that money to grow, receive the tax benefit today. Then when I take it out, I do have the restrictions, so I have to leave it in there until I retire. If I take it out before that, I have a tax penalty, plus a penalty for taking it out early, which most people are familiar with that. And then I have the taxes. And as the account gets bigger, obviously the taxes continue to grow, and our tax burden gets higher. Now let's put upon our fees that we have for most Americans with their 401k through their employer, just putting it in diversified mutual funds at various risk levels. And they're having a management fee for that, 1, maybe 5%, averages around 4%. So not only do you have a penalty for taxes, but you have a penalty for growth on the actual amount of money that's going into that. Now let's go back to the match. So if your employer is matching you 3%, 6%, 6% used to be quite common. It's a little lower now. Sometimes you're at 3%, and some companies don't match at all. They just give you an opportunity to save and give you a vehicle to do that. So if they're going to give you 3% or 6%, take that and match it, and take the match and allow that to pay the taxes in the future on the money you're putting in there. But anything above that, we can make a real strong argument for our side fund, our tax advantage vehicle, to allow that money to grow there inside our insurance company for all the benefits that we gain on that over time. And there's also an opportunity. So some people like to look at, well, can I roll that money out? Can I roll it out from the 401k into an IRA? What's the best thing to do that back into? Well, I can have real estate, I can have gold, I can have stocks and bonds. Or do I want to use an annuity? And you hear a lot of advisors recommend put it into annuity for the safety that comes behind the insurance company to protect the principal and lock in the gains. But it will still fall under the tax time bomb. Is it better than having the money at risk? We can make an argument, absolutely it is, because you're not risking the principal. But you still have to pay the taxes at some point. So if we can look at strategically rolling that money out today or never put it in there in the future, and then allow that money to grow in our side fund tax free and be able to borrow it over time, have it self-completing if we die before we retire, and all the benefits that come behind becoming your own banker. It's really very interesting to start looking at that. And also we're following the 10-80% rule of how we can put our money aside, let it grow, and not worry about it. So why do you put the money into the market? Because you want all the upside potential. You have been told, or you're convinced, that the market's going to go up and you're going to make money. And if you leave it there, you're never going to lose anything. If that is so, what happened to everyone in 2008, that when the market crashed? That means no one lost their money. Well, that's not a true statement. Who made money? Well, the people that are very good at it, that do it for a financial living, made money on both sides. But is that you? You're the average American family. You're making $65,000 or $300,000 a year. You don't know how to time the market. And when you do time the market, it's too late or too early, and you end up losing money, and your average rate of return is less than 4%. So if your average rate of return is less than 4% and you're taking all the upside risk, who's making all the money? It's not you. So what you want to do is look at the situation is why you're putting money into an IRA, 401k, defined benefit program, and is it for the right reason, or is it because it's what you've been told to do and sold down the road? And if it ends up being the best thing for you, then fine. Most likely, it's probably not. So we want to take a look at that and continue to find, should I put money in before, pay taxes now, or pay taxes later? Stay tuned. I'm William Richardson, financial strategist. You're listening to The Original Money Doctor, the voice of reason. We'll be right back after this break. Living with purpose and real intent. If you're as concerned as I am, and you're not the type to sit around and wait for something to happen, there's something you can do. A special gift invitation. How to get growth, protection, and income for your money. Send a request for a special promo code to watch this new online video training series absolutely free in the comfort of your home or office. You will learn how hardworking American families protect and control their retirement money and never expose it to stock market risk or massive taxation. Watch this free video series and learn the rules. Send requests to info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com. That's info@citizensfinancialsecurity.com to view video online. Video series is shared as a public benefit for enlightenment.
This is Esther Richardson, and you're listening to The Original Money Doctor with the financial checkup of the day. Ask about our educational, private, and public online seminars, video series, and live broadcasting events. Visit the event calendar at moneydoctoradvisor.com.
You've been listening to The Original Money Doctor, inspiring you to rise above it all and plan ahead with guaranteed success. William F. Richardson is The Original Money Doctor.